His long of the year is 49 yards. His career best 55, and that was a few years ago in Denver in 1985, I believe.
Well, that stat doesn't give you a lot of confidence. 0 for 3 from 50 plus for Morton Anderson this year, but
and 1 for 4 last year, so 1 for his last 7 from that range.
Eagles, of course, well aware. Very wise, very smart defensive team, and they, of course, will try to be getting the sack, causing the loss, and taking them out of Anderson field goal range.
Jones and Hill left, Martin and Perriman to the right from the 36-yard line.
Here comes the blitz
for Perriman, and he's lucky it wasn't picked off. Perriman was slanting over the middle, and the pass was to the outside, and Terry Hogue was the man who got a hand on it.
Well, that took 5 seconds off the clock from 14 to 9. Now, if you're New Orleans, do you run one more play?
Yep.
You've got time to do it.
You do.
You've got time to do it, but you can't make this a toss into the end zone.
And Fourcade is saying, well, we're going to take a timeout here. We've got a timeout to spend because they still have 1 remaining, and so he figures he'll use this extra time to come over and discuss it with Mora. Why not?
That's a smart call.
Again, the importance of this game. Philadelphia would be, again, tied with the Giants in the East, but in effect ahead of them with a victory. And they'd be in the driver's seat to win the division because they play Phoenix next week. If they lose, they're looking at a probable wild card. Morton Anderson warming up as well. For New Orleans, again, they are out of playoff contention.
And you think there's not a little interest in New York in this game, Al? The Giants, of course, looking on. They close with the Raiders on Sunday. And they know that the only way they can win the division is that they beat the Raiders, and Philadelphia either loses tonight or loses, as you said, unlikely, next week to Phoenix.
We'll talk to Bo Schembechler at halftime, who, of course, has announced his retirement, has a book out as well, and will be coaching Michigan in his final game at the Rose Bowl. And there is Glenn Bo Schembechler.
I love him and admire him. Boy, does he pick a time to retire.
You love him, Frank?
I do.
So to speak.
My old coach.
For many reasons.
A very gracious statement for a Southern Cal guy.
Second down, and Fourcade is in trouble, and Fourcade has to eat it back at the 38, and that really creates a problem now for Anderson as William Frizzell gets credit for the sack, and they take the timeout with 38 seconds, and now you're looking at a 55-yard attempt or a career-long effort for Anderson.
But you have no choice but to go ahead and try it.
Yep.
This kind of a kick with a kicker that struggled with the long-range field goal is the kind you can block rather easily, too. Now, Morton Anderson's going to have to, at least mentally, he's going to think he's going to have to kick it low, and you see Fourcade struggling to call timeout.
Well, I don't know if he's calling timeout or is that Troy Aikman attempting to call an audible. That's a whole new look down on the ground.
But again, if I was New Orleans stretching, as Anderson will have to stretch, they are not going to get the loft they ordinarily would get.
If I was New Orleans there, though, I would not have been afraid to run the football.
A draw play would have been a good call.
Yeah. Twice the Eagles came with the blitz, and twice it really foiled any attempt by New Orleans to make a play. I wouldn't have been afraid to run it.
5 seconds remaining on the clock. 6-point Saint lead. Eagles coming in tonight as a 1.5-point favorite. 55-yard attempt. Fourcade to put it down. Short. And that's the half. But at the end of the half, the Saints are able to tack on 2 more on the safety to stretch the lead to 6 after 30 minutes of play at the Superdome. Halftime, 16-10, New Orleans. And ABC's Monday Night Football returns after a commercial, a message from the National Football League, and a word from our ABC stations.
tribute to the spirit of competition from MCI. Proof that commitment to excellence brings out the best.
Welcome to ABC's Halftime Report, brought to you by your Toyota dealers and their quality line of cars and trucks. Toyota, I love what you do for me. Now let's join Frank Gifford.
We're back in the Superdome. The Philadelphia Eagles and the New Orleans Saints in a key game for the Eagles in the NFC East. Well, all season long, you, the fans, have been voting on the top plays and moments from over the years on Monday Night Football. The best run, the best pass reception, and so on. Well, tonight, you can vote on some of the winners from those categories, sort of a best of the best. And here they are. The best scramble to be this one by the man they call General Lee in Atlanta. In 1973, Lee beat Bud Grant that is, as the Falcons upset the 9-0 Vikings in one of Monday Night Football's biggest upsets.
Motley still running. He's got him wide open. Like that! Eddie Ray, touchdown, 39 yards out. Motley running all over the place. Finally found Eddie Ray.
As unbelievable a play as you'll ever see. Almost miraculous. How Bobby Lee checked his balance.
Was there ever any doubt about the best run? You voted for Tony Dorsett's NFL record 99-yard run at Minnesota. Remember now, because of a missed assignment, Dallas had only 10 men on the field for this play. Big opening for Tony Dorsett. Look out, he's got great speed.
99 yards and a half.
Dorsett down the sideline. Stays in bounds.
Can you believe that?
And short because they're
99 yards.
Short yardage defense, all bunched up. And that's the 99.5-yard run, I think, is the longest run in the history of the league.
For the best pass play, you voted for Dave Craig's touchdown pass to Danny Green in 1985. What made the play so special? Just take a look as Craig turns in a less than textbook rendition of your basic 3-yard touchdown pass. Fourth down, Craig Robinson. That ball's free. Craig gets it back, looks for the end zone, wide open. Unbelievable! The best punt return? Well, you like Dennis McKinnon, who left Giants scattered in his wake en route to a 94-yard touchdown in our opening game in 1987. It was not only the longest punt return in Bears history, but probably the most beautiful.
On fourth down, the punt fielded by McKinnon at the 6-yard line. Big run back for Dennis McKinnon. Out to the 40 and still going to the 40, to the 30, and McKinnon's going to go all the way. Beautiful.
There you have it. Now to enter your votes, just call 1-900-3391-ABC. Your call will cost us 95 cents, and a portion of each call will be donated to the United Way. If you get a busy signal, keep trying because our lines will be open throughout the game. We mentioned one of the big stories, the final game for the legendary Bo Schembechler as coach of Michigan. Here's Lynn Swan with Bo. Lynn?
Bo has taken the Michigan team to their 10th Rose Bowl under his guidance, and he's just come off the practice field here at Michigan. Bo, was it your time? Did you just say, this is it?
Well, I just felt that, I'm 60 years old now, and I've coached a long time, and after the second open heart surgery, the doctors didn't want me to come back and coach anyway, but I persuaded them to coach a couple more years, and I just don't want to push my luck too far.
So health is the #1 reason?
I think that's the #1 reason, really.
When you look at this team going into the Rose Bowl, would you have retired if this team was not going to the Rose Bowl?
Yeah, I think no matter what would happen. The reason I had to do it at this time is we had to get my successor in place because recruiting started in earnest December the 1st. And I didn't want to deceive any of these young people into thinking they were coming here to play for me.
After all your successes,